Truth be told, I know what it's like to be a Christian, and I choose not to be. It isn't because I've fallen away or because I'm never really had it to begin with or whatever lame ass excuse Christians come up with. I used to call myself a believer after a certain point, that I'm just a believer. And I thought that was so significant because actually reading the Bible for myself changed the perspective of what I saw. And it says, things like the trees will rejoice once they're no longer cut down for pagan holidays, things like that. That's in there, all right? I'm not sure exactly how long it's been there or any of these other judgmental fancies. But for us to sit back and believe that someone has been unalived for our righteousness is one of the most delusional things we've ever been taught. To think that I am not good enough without the sacrifice of someone else's life is absolutely delusional. It is cognitive dissonance at its finest. I know several scriptures. I've even continued to read the Dead Sea Scrolls from my love of that God that doesn't exist. At least not that way. That Bible also tells you that it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and it is the glory of kings to search it out. So if that's true, and it was the idea of God to confuse everyone, he's done a great job, but I don't think that's true. We say, or we have said, or we do say, or whatever the case is, wherever we're at in our reality, okay? Because this is reality. It's not a game. It's not a phantasmal fantasy. It's nothing like that. Yet so many people compare your life to what that is because the idea of it makes sense because to a level it is true. Yet we miss that mark. We've missed it so much that we believe that a man being unalived on a cross is something that covers our blood for our sins, yet witchcraft is of the devil. Guess what? If anything evil exists, it belongs to you. Man. Your thoughts, your decisions, your glorification of yourself. But any being coming to life, to tell them they're not good enough unless they have this, Christ is a whole nother story. The Christos is a whole nother thing. Jesus isn't even the name. And I sought that answer out too. Why? Why would they use a name that doesn't exist? If there's power in the name, why don't they use the correct name? Has that even pondered your list? Because I was told that if I loved him, I would seek him. And that is what I've done. I've sought him. Because there is no him. It's more like a they. Yet it's one. Unless you know, guess what? None of it's true. Not one bit of it is true. And when you register that at the end, even though with an example of someone else's view, okay, with the electronics and you're in a video game or you're in the Matrix or whatever, that's what that Bible is. It's the same level of concept. It's the same level of belief. But the truth is, it is everything, and there is no name. There's my answer. So I'm sure that the guy that they called Jesus loved me because of who this being was, or is rather. Because the only thing that dies is this flesh. I'm forever. And how dare these people decide amongst themselves with all of their looks and all of their books and all of their situations, who is allowed to know the truth and who isn't. All because of control and deceit. Because that being that they're referring to, they don't want you to be able to seek. They don't want you to be able to know where his beginnings are, because the name is different. What actually happened is different. And the very words that are spoken in that Bible said, don't do this. Don't look to him like this. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, as an example of who he is, the way he lived, the way the situation was, what he was doing. But that life he was doing was best for him. What's your best life? What's your best scenario? What is it that they told you, anyone out here, whether it be anything to do with religion or not, that something wasn't good enough about you, that you needed to believe in someone they murdered for you? That's what they did. And now we're out here supposed to do no harm or take no shit. I have no idea what you'll do. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to freak out your brain and go, fuck. But I doubt you will. I'm proud of my statements. I'm proud of who I am. I've come a really long way. And I know what it is like to be told what to be, how to think, how to see, how to live, everything. But that is not what it is. Your cleanliness and your thoughts and all of these things affect you and other people around you. So we go into the affect of that. What you do matters. So change. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made. If you owe someone else an apology, go do it, but fix yourself for the mistakes that you've made. Forgive yourself. Where you're blaming yourself, where someone else's words are telling you, this is who you are. No, it isn't. It's who you are. It's that part of you that doesn't change no matter what, except for being better at it. That's you. No one should have ever taught any one of us that we were not good enough without this. You can imagine what they might go through later when it really truly gets exposed. Creating a heaven and a hell the way they did. And using you, us, all the willing participants to do it. Because without us believing in it, it doesn't exist. Because our belief, it's just like that whole Christmas thing. If you believe in Santa Claus, then it's got power, and he can do this and he can do that. Why do you